Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. It is Monday, November 22nd. A lot of people are spending this week getting ready for Thanksgiving and rolling into the holiday festivities, no matter where you are and what you do or what you don't or do practice. This is a unique time of the year. There's a different feeling, there's a different flow and feeling in the atmosphere. It's always a great time of the year for me. I'm excited. Just completed a class on purpose Saturday, and I'm excited to get the feedback from those who attended and to do some follow ups with them um, so that we can make that program even better. It was a great weekend. I'm looking for another great week, and I'm sitting up and rolling into the end of the year doing the things that I had set up to do. And one of the things that has been on my mind and I've been excited about, but I have been trying to figure out the best route to take, which way I wanted to do it. Did I want to do it on a one-on-one basis, or did I want to do it in a group environment? Just a bunch of different things. And that is helping people supplement their income or create completely different streams of income so that they can operate in a space that they want to. Uh, the world is at an unbelievably rapid pace right now. Life is at a rapid pace. Life is moving faster than ever before. And what that means is people have less time, and people find themselves grinding and working hard and spending so much time trying to make sure that they have what it takes to take care of their homes, take care of their families, live the lifestyle that they like to live. And what I find is if you spend so much time working on living your lifestyle, you spend less time actually living the lifestyle. And so there has to be a level of balance so that you can be uh, um, you know, fulfilled and satisfied in your marriage, fulfilled and satisfied with what you're doing as a parent, fulfilled and satisfied in the way that you are optimizing your joy and your happiness. Unless you're at a place where you literally absolutely love what you're doing, so it's not work to you, getting up every day and going all in, just for the sake of a paycheck, eventually eats away at you. And what I decided to do is I said, man, look, how can I help people? One thing that I have been able to be very successful at over the last 15 years is launching online enterprises. Man, that I've probably got probably about 25 online enterprises going that are separate entities from the things you normally see that don't necessarily have my name or my brand on it, but they do certain things. And so I decided, what can I do to help people do that? So I decided to create a one-day event where I'm going to teach people how to launch a business in 7 days. Absolutely doable. People say, can't launch a business of that. And what happens is you get a lot of people that get on and they talk about all the things that you can do online, and then they put these things out there and you get excited about it. You go out, you try it, and you go, oh man, it didn't work. Well, first and foremost, let me give you some disclaimers. This is not a get rich quick scheme. You're not going to come into this classroom, learn how to put together a business, put that business together, and in a week and in 3 weeks, in a month or whatever, have $1 million. That's not going to happen. I'm not even saying it's impossible. I'm saying that just based on the history that I'm aware of, based on what I've seen in 15 years, doing that is highly unlikely unless you get a flash in the pan. Flash in the pans do happen. Sometimes something you do or say goes viral. That builds momentum. The virality of your content that goes viral brings people to you. Those people, every last one of them are a lead. Every last one of them are a potential client, potential customer, whatever. And you can end up literally doing something crazy, but that's a flash in the pan. And if it's not something that you can sit up and mark with metrics, which are the way you measure what you're doing and what your return is and all of that, you wouldn't be able to reproduce it anyway because it was just a flash in the pan. I'm talking about reproducing something over and over again using a very simple model that I have used for years. And when I say you can do it in 7 days, I'm being very, very conservative. I have literally came up with an idea and said, man, that's going to do something. I have literally stood up and came up with an idea, launched that same idea online the same day, actually got my first sale in that day. I've done that more than one time. I'm not telling you that's going to be a typical result. I'm telling you that when you learn how to do this, you can wash and repeat, and you can do it in different places. And the beautiful thing I love about online endeavors is because a lot of it will become automated once you get up and going. You'll have to come back and tweak every now and then, measure. But I try to make them as automated as possible. The beautiful thing about that is when I make them automated, I don't have to sit there and be totally invested. I want to invest my time in the things I'm passionate about. Like sitting up talking to you right now, we could be talking about anything. If I think it's helping you, if I think it's empowering you, I'm excited about it. I'm fulfilled by it. I'm enjoying it. That's where I want to do it. I want to either be in front of someone on a one-on-one basis, sitting in front of someone in a class or a lecture. I want to be talking to someone in some kind of way, helping them. That's why I work with such a broad spectrum, because I have ways of reaching people and helping people in a number of ways. I work with people who are suffering from trauma. I work with people who are starting businesses, or business owners, are in their careers and want to expand and want to grow and want to become more effective, more efficient, more impactful. But I also help people who are literally in dire straits and don't know what to do. And it's with each individual, it's something unique and different about the encounter. And I literally live off of that. I get so excited about it. Obviously, my one-on-one encounters are the best because that's so close and intimate. Somebody's trusting you to be this close and this connected to what they're trying to do, and you're going to be a part of it. That's awesome. But I love big events too, because you get to touch a bunch of people at one time, not with the specificity and the impact of a one-on-one, but still it's better than nothing. So I get real hyped about stuff like that. But I love doing anything that's going to increase my ability to be able to provide for my family in the short term and over the long term, and even after I'm gone. So I've been doing this for a while. And from fitness companies to affiliate programs to content programs to copywriting programs. There's so many different things that I've been able to do online that has produced profit. The one thing I can tell you is because I simplify the process and I lower the overhead immediately on the front end, everything that I've ever put online has drawn a profit. I am not going to tell you that everything went and just blew everything out of water and I could live off of the income of one thing. There's some things that have produced a couple of $1,000s over a couple of years, but I started it with zero money and I don't have to do anything to it. Every time I look up, every now and then there's a sale. And it probably took me an hour or two to put up. So for an hour or two worth of work, I may have produced over a couple of years, $2,000 or $3,000. But in the things that I'm more invested in, there's definitely more income. There are so many different ways to make money online, and it depends on where you're at, what you're trying to do. If you're really passionate about something, you want to go out and do that, that's a way to start a business. And that's going to require work because you're going to be working in your passion. You're going to want to invest your time in it. But you may want to sit up and just simply promote something and get money. And the beautiful thing about this is you can reduce your overhead because you don't even have to have a product. You don't have to have a website. All these things that they tell you have to start up, you really don't have to have. What you can do is literally find a product that someone else has. There's so many affiliate programs. I'm going to show you all the affiliate programs that I know for a fact pay. I'm not going to hook you up with nobody that's going to have you doing something not going to pay you for it. Every program that I'm going to hook you up with, I've actually used. And I'm telling you that there are companies, Amazon pays, not a whole lot, but because it's Amazon, it's easy to promote. There's Max Bounty, unbelievable, what's known as cost per action. And you literally get paid for little simple things. You've probably seen some links and didn't know where they came from. Came from Max Bounty, cost per action, and a bunch of others. Just so many different things that I've done over time that I didn't have a product that I wanted to promote, but I wanted to do something and I saw it, or I saw something and said, man, they got an affiliate program. I would love to promote that. Set up everything, launch it, bam. get it off, get it moving, get it to building momentum. Because once you get it to building momentum, you can sit back, come back, check your metrics, find out what works, follow through on what works, but also trust that if you're dealing with people right, if you're handling things right, that word of mouth is going to help you. And then the things you really enjoy doing, you'll show up and do those things every day without problem. Now, what I can tell you, there are no such thing as typical results. Typical results come from a pattern where you can sit up and project how much energy, effort, and time an individual is going to put off into something. I don't know how much energy and time and effort you're going to put off into something, but what I can tell you, that's going to be a direct bearing on what you make. So what I'm telling you is, if you put the energy, time, and effort in, if you are consistent, here's what normally happens. Because we live in a microwave society, we look for immediate gratification. If something doesn't pop off in a day, if something doesn't pop off in a week, we're on to the next thing. We have moved on to so many different things over the course of our lives that we've left so many things unfinished that we have this big path that we left behind us of just unfinished business, and we wonder why we can never reach the pinnacle of our potential. It's because we haven't learned how to finish. If you follow me, one of the things that I focus on, no matter how I say it, is finish what you start. Go the distance. That's it. It's not how smart you are. It's not about how many resources you have. It's not about finding the absolutely perfect plan. It doesn't exist. It's not about the right timing. It's not about any of those. You know what it's about? Are you willing to go the distance? Are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to be consistent? Are you willing to be committed? Are you willing to go until you get it finished? How many people I just seen over the course of my life that was this close but didn't know it and quit? I have a saying, and it's real cliche-ish, but I'm telling you, it has served me well. The saying is real simple. Once I set my mind to do something, there are only two options. I'm either going to get it or I'm going to die trying. You know what that means? That means the energy I invest in my life is set on expecting something. That level of expectation sets the standard and the limits of which I receive things. God only meets you at the level of your expectations. Life meets you at the level of your expectations. What are you expecting from yourself? You're going to have to go do something different. But the first thing you got to do is challenge yourself to see something beyond what you're currently doing. Then once you see something beyond what you're currently doing, then you ask yourself, well, what's the next step? How do I get there? What I'm telling you is, with the advancement of technology, with the fact that every freaking body, no matter what their socioeconomic reality is, has a smartphone, I literally have sit up, and Mary and I laugh about this. When I was using Starbucks as my satellite office, when I first moved back to Houston, I was using Starbucks as my satellite office, and then eventually I talked myself into moving the office back into the house, which is a whole nother challenge with so many people moving around. And then I ultimately said, okay, it's time to go back out and actually get a commercial office. And all of this is really made possible because I'm doing. But when I remember when I first started working Starbucks, there was this guy, he would come and he'd talk to me. He said, hey, how you doing? And he learned my name. And I'm like, how you know? He would pay real attention. I watch him. He's got a cell phone and everything. He's the guy out there panhandling. He's got a cell phone. That's what I'm trying to tell. We're at a point now where you do realize that 85% of people who are making a new purchase, meaning that they're about to buy something they haven't bought before, or they're thinking about buying it from someone they've never bought from before, 85% of them are literally searching those people online. That's how much phones and computers play a role in everything. People are shopping online. And then with the pandemic, online shopping has literally gone through the roof. That's why you've got people like Amazon and entities like Amazon, Walmart, and all these retailers now that are investing so much more into their online business. Everybody's marketing online now. It used to be that everybody was the bulk of a marketing budget for any company was radio, television, and print. That was how they were spending their marketing budget. Their marketing spend now has flipped with about 75 to 85% set up on social media. Social media is where they're literally doing their spending. Why? Because it's the point of engagement of billions of people around the planet literally engaging. And the beautiful thing about the internet, it widens the expanse of your reach. You're not stuck with dealing with someone just in your community. You can deliver your products and your services universally around the globe. And it's beautiful. Now, here's the thing. Here's an idea. Everybody's got this idea that in order to start a business, you got to have a lot of startup capital. Well, that depends on what you're doing, what your vision is. And there are some visions and there are some businesses that look to have uh, unbelievable entries into the market, and they have a certain idea of how much of the market they're looking to acquire. And when you're talking about acquiring a market, if it's not a new market, then the chances are that market is already consumed or owned or possessed or being occupied by other entities. And so you've got to go in and figure out how you're going to get a piece of a market that someone else has. So how am I going to stand out? How am I going to convince people to stop buying from there and buy here? The other thing that people are starting to do, though, because of the internet, is create their own market within a market. They call those niches. Well, then now they got sub niches and then sub niches where you're really specified. Your target audience is reduced. You don't have as many people that you're trying to reach, but the market that's you're trying to reach is so small because it's so specific what they're looking for. But the beauty is you're the only person that has it. I forgot who does. I think it's Russell Brunson that calls it blue waters. He says, like, when you first start a market, it's like being in blue waters in the ocean, and it's plenty of food to eat because no sharks are in the water. You're the only one eating. But then the more you eat, more people realize you're eating. And all of a sudden, more sharks get in the water. The bloodier the water gets, the more hard it is to acquire and assume market. Everybody's trying to get in, and it becomes what's known as saturated, right? Okay, so the market is saturated. Now it's hard to eat in that market because so many people. Real estate agents know exactly what I'm talking about right now because real estate market is saturated with agents, and those working on the low end are finding it very extremely difficult to make a real good living because they're competing with so many other agents at that level. So you have to literally be willing to go the long distance in real estate to make it. You got to be able to put in your dues, pay your dues, build up rapport with clients so that you get repeat business, but you also get referral business, but you got to know how to work your leads. But what you're trying to do is get up into an area where you provide such a unique and specified service that you're no longer just an agent, that you are literally an experience. And when you become an experience, you change the game. Now people are wanting to work with you because they can't get what you offer anywhere else because it's so uniquely aligned with who you are as an individual. It's a part of your personal brand. It's a part of how you move, how you operate. And I watched my wife operate in that movement. The way my wife works a client is different than I've seen it before. And I've done a lot of real estate investing. So I've been in real estate messing around for years. And so I've seen all kind of agents. I know how they move. I know how they think. I know everything from the lazy agent that doesn't really want to do anything to the agent that gets on your last nerve because they won't stop calling you and everything else in between. But the way she works and the way she operates and the specificity at which she does things is special. And so I watch her, and so I watched her move up from low end properties to even jumbo properties, and it's amazing. So here's the thing. It's about how much you put into something that's going to determine how well you do at it. I've seen people take piss poor plans with unbelievable work ethic and kill it. I've seen people take the best plan in the world with poor work ethic and fail miserably. And so the thing is, what you get out of this is going to be what you put into it. But what I'm telling you is over and over and over again, I've been able, and again, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. Get rich quick scheme. This isn't, hey, I'm going to get you set up and you're going to go out and make a couple $100,000 the first couple of weeks. Not going to happen. Again, I'm not telling you it's impossible because I've seen it happen, but that's not typical. The typical thing is you get in, you get your first sale. You get your first sale, then you follow up and you try to repeat what you did to get your first sale. That's why having metrics and understanding and having systems in place that you can track how your sales are coming in, what links are being clicked, all that stuff like that is important. But the first thing is the front end. The front end is to get the infrastructure set up. How are you going to do it? The beautiful thing is you don't even need a website. Not saying that you can't have one. I'm telling you, the more simplified it is, the quicker you get to profit. You don't need a website. I can show you how to do it with a landing page. I can show you how to do it with a landing page, no matter what it is you're trying to promote and sell, whether it's your services, whether it's somebody else's services or products. I'm going to show you how to use a landing page. That landing page can literally be built for free, or it can be hosted at a very minimum. What I'm telling you is what I'm going to show you is how to get this thing up and running and get your first sale with an investment in the actual business of $100 or less. So if you take what you're paying me for the class and what it's going to cost to actually get up and going in 7 days, you haven't even gotten to 500. And you literally can make that back in a month or so. And I'm being conservative. I've literally, like I said, now again, you have to, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to be like a lot of people and tell you, well, hey, I did. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this. And plus, in doing this, I've got client base. I've got email lists. I've got YouTube subscribers for multiple channels. I got at least 15 Facebook pages, probably more than that. I don't count them no more. I just know they're there. And not including websites and everything else that draws in leads. So when I have a particular thing I want to push, there's a site or a page or something that fits it that I can go to in almost most instances. And every now and then there's this new thing I come up with and it doesn't fit anything I've done in the past, and I've got to create a new stuff for it. And it takes a while to get it up and going, but I get it up. But I get the results I get because I have places I can go plug something in. And then, people will either like it or not like it, come in. And the thing is, because I'm not going all in, I'm taking the simplified approach. I'm not taking the super launch approach where you need so much money to get your business started. I built most of my businesses from the ground up, very little. And that's what my mentor taught me. And that's my model. I start off with very little. I'm not trying to go in the market and take the bulk of the market. I'm not trying to get 50% of the market. I'm not trying to get 30% of the market. I'm trying to get in and get my first deal, my first sale, my first client. That's all I'm trying to get in, because with that first client, I'm going to build a brand. I'm going to build a concept and an idea of who I am with that one customer. And then from that, I'm going to build out. So for every time I build out, I'm actually already doubling what I did to get in, or tripling or whatever. In some instances where it costs me nothing but time, I count my time. So if I spend an hour doing something, I have my time averaged at $350 an hour. That's what I feel I'm worth. That's what my one session for working with me costs, because I feel that's my minimum time. So if I spend an hour putting it together, I spend $350. If I spend 2 hours, I spend $700. So I count that as a cost because that's my time. But it didn't cost me any cash, but it cost me time. I could have been doing something else where I could have made money. So I have that amount of money in, but I'm going to make that money back. And in many instances, I get it back within a couple of days, if not the same day. That's the thing that you get with this, is you're going to get something that you watch and repeat. Now, here's what my mentor told me, and then I'm going to pretty much bring this to an end. Here's what my mentor told me, real simple. Say, look, there are a lot of complicated processes in business. And there are a bunch of things you're going to have to learn how to do. You're going to have to learn about marketing. You're going to have to learn about planning. You're going to have to learn about strategies and engagement, customer retention, and all these other stuff that I'm going to teach you. But the first thing is moving the idea from concept to launch, concept to fruition, and how quickly to get there in the least amount of days and with the least amount of money. And he said, the simple thing is, if you can't draw up your plan in simple, not all the little X's and O's and intricacies, but in simple, if you can't put your plan on a napkin where somebody else can read it and understand it and say, man, I see that, it's too complicated, it's too convoluted, and it's going to be confusing to even you. Make it simplified to the point where you can write it on a napkin and somebody else can look at it and go, step one, step two, step three, step four. And mine are normally no more than 7 steps. I like 5, If I can get it into five, but no more than 7. And it's go, 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 boom. And the only reason that I'm telling you in 7 days is because I want you to take time and do each step right. I want it to be done with the idea of excellence in mind, because it can be done in a day. I've done it in a day more than once. But I want you to take each step, take the time, think about it, move through it, get precise. And plus, you got to take into consideration a lot of people have jobs. A lot of people are going to have a lot of other things they need to do. And you don't want to be in a situation where you got to put your whole time off into doing something. You might not have it like that. And so this is going to allow you to say, hey, look, I'm going to take an hour today or 2 hours a day, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to take an hour a day, 2 hours tomorrow, and do that. And by the end of the week, bam, here I am. Now, this there are 2 ways that this is going to work. This is going to start on December. This class is going to be a 1-day class on December the 4th. But check this out. It's going to be on December the 4th. But what I'm going to tell you is, again, this isn't going to be one of the things you show up to, because I've seen them all, because I had to go through this stuff to learn what I learned. It's not going to be one of those classes where you're going to show up and you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff and then nobody ever really tells you what you're supposed to be doing. That's not going to happen. What I'm telling you is, if you show up, you're going to get a step-by-step process that if you follow it, you will have a business in 7 days. Now, there will also be a second option. The second option is, after you finish, if you want to literally bring me on and literally walk you through each step each day in that 7-day process, you'll have an opportunity to do that. Obviously, you'll have to bring me on and hire me, but I promise you it's going to be reasonable, but you don't have to. That's what I want to do. I don't want to bring you in and say, well, he brought me in just to sell me something else. No, I brought you in, and I'm going to give you exactly what I promised, so that if you don't want to do anything else, we'll start your business. When you finish that class, you will be able to. But if you want to say, look, I want to expedite this, I want to refine it, I don't want to have any chances of messing this up, Doc, I want you to do it with me. And I'm going to tell you then at that time what that will cost, because I want you to come to get the first part. That's the thing where you're going to literally walk away with a wash and repeat process where you can start online businesses without any product, without any service of your own, or with a product and service of your own. It all depends. But if you, in other words, you don't have to develop anything to get this started, meaning you could literally lead that class on the 4th and start that process. And by the time you get to the 11th, you have a business that's online, up and running. That's the goal. That's the way I'm going to set it up. That's the way I'm going to give it to you. Now, all you got to do, if you really truly want to set up a new stream of income, and this is what this is really about, a new stream of income that will turn profitable relatively quickly and continue on as long as you continue to put into it. Click the link, sign up. You're going to receive a welcome email. It's going to show you how everything's going to go down, and you'll have access to me from the point of receiving the email, which will come from the support team. Once you receive that, then you'll have contact with me, and I'll answer anything or any questions you have personally. And then we'll get set up and we'll go on the 4th of December. I'm excited to have you guys in. I hope that you come ready to go hard in the paint. And I'll be sharing this with you some more throughout the next couple of weeks until the final day where we'll cut off registration. But as of now, registration is open. You guys have an unbelievable day. As I always say, I live my life on full so that I die on E. I'm challenging you to do the same thing. Everybody have an unbelievable day.